What is up, ladies and gents? It is me, Benjamin, coming at you guys with my first video on Xbox One. That is right, I just picked up an Xbox One console about a week ago now, and this is my first video, and it's going to be a Let's Play in Titanfall, which I got with the console about a day after I got it. This is the one full retail title that I have for the Xbox One at the moment. I will be getting Destiny for it in September, obviously, and Halo the Master Chief Collection on November 11th, which I do want to talk about quite a bit during this video, since a lot of information has been given out at Gamescom in Germany. So I figured what a better way to celebrate the informational news than by making a video about another really awesome sci-fi game, Titanfall. I just got it, so I'm not that good at it, so please excuse me if I don't do particularly well in this video. But this is I'm recording this while I'm doing this voiceover, so I'm definitely going to see how things work out with the game here. See how my Hoppage HD PVR handles Xbox One frame rates and stuff. So hopefully it turns out well, and we'll see how it goes. One thing I noticed about this game is the load times are actually kind of long. It takes a while to get in-game. My goal for this video, maybe 2 to 3 matches probably. Hopefully you can get up to like level 25 maybe by the end of this video, so that'd be great. It only takes about 1 game to level up, which is really nice.
I'll be back in a sec.
The leveling in this game is very quick. Of course, I'm only the first prestige or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to play some campaign or whatever you want to call it here, because I just you know, trying to get achievements right now. Just got the game. But if you have an Xbox One, I would recommend that you follow me so you can keep up with me. And if you want to be able to invite me to play Titanfall with you, I'll play with you if you want to. I don't have a microphone at the moment because I bought the Xbox One that I have. It was new, but it didn't have a microphone. And I don't really know why, because I thought all new Xbox Ones had microphones, but it came with the console, obviously. It came with the Kinect sensor bar, a controller, all the cords and whatnot. The only thing that it did not come with for some reason was the sensor bar, and I'm not really sure why. And then I went over to GameStop and bought a used copy of Titanfall, or a pre-owned one, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, IMC here. I've done some leveling at this point. I'm level 23, and I'm going to try and get some kills here. I think this is attrition. I'm not entirely sure. Let's see how it goes, though. I like the jump kick. It's a little bit more unique to this shooter with the meleeing system, as opposed to most shooters, or at least most Twitch shooters use just a knife, like Call of Duty, and I can't remember if Battlefield 4 uses a knife or if it's just a weapon melee, but this has the kick, which I actually think is kind of cool. Don't really think it would do that much in real scenarios, but I'm playing off of a bumper jumper scheme that was on the game, which I was really surprised that they had something like that, but it made me kind of happy just because I'm used to having the left bumper for jump, like Halo 3, or actually any Halo, quite frankly, because I play on bumper jumper on all the Halo games. But anyway, that's what I'm playing on. And what I was trying to get into from that was I was going to say that the parkour slash wall running works surprisingly well with a console Twitch shooter. I was incredibly surprised how fluid it feels. I mean, sure, there's a couple moments where you might get stuck on something, but it's overall it feels really good. And then the graphics obviously look incredible. I mean, running 60 frames is probably not the video you're watching, because YouTube probably can't handle 60 frames per second, but on my TV it looks incredibly fluid, and I really enjoy playing it. You can really tell, I mean, for me anyway, at least, this game, I mean, it just looked good from the get-go, and I didn't really have anything to compare it with, just because, obviously, it's the first game in the series. They said they were thinking about making more Titanfall games, but really, this is the first one. So there's nothing really I can compare it to, whereas what I was going to get into from that was the Gamescom, which has been going on since yesterday, or at least the day before this was recorded anyway. I don't know when this is going to get uploaded, but I recorded this on the 13th in case this is uploaded later. Regardless, I love this RPG or rocket launcher, whatever you want to call it. It has a nice lock-on too. It's able to lock on to Titans and stuff pretty easily. And the Invis, the camo or whatever you want to call it, actually, it's pretty shitty. I mean, just based on looking at it, and it's pretty easy to tell if somebody's using it. Wow, that guy just kicked for no reason. Anyway, it's shitty, but it's good for running across like open spaces and stuff, because when you're moving really fast and you're not really that close to the person that might be trying to shoot at you, it does help, or at least helps keep you concealed from like people in Titans and stuff just walking around just stomping on people. It's just like there is a use for it anyway. And this gun I'm using, the R101 carbine, it's pretty good. I mean, granted, I've been using it since I started playing. I'm just trying to complete all the challenges for it, since I'm pretty sure there's an achievement tied to it. But a lot of grunts here. Anyway, what I was trying to get into with the with Gamescom was the Master Chief Collection, which has been showed off both today and yesterday. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a sec. This gameplay is just so good, you know. Sometimes you just can't remember what you were going to say. But they showed or at least they didn't show, but they kind of showed. But it was a video that somebody had posted onto the internet of something that they had shown at Gamescom, and it was running in 60 frames per second on whatever website it was playing through. It was some really weird offshoot website that I don't think anybody's been to before. But anyway, it was on a Halo Waypoint. I was just kind of browsing the forums and just looking at just typing the people's posts and creating topics and whatnot. And I saw this video, and I go ahead and clicked on it, and it looked so good. I mean, it wasn't even just the graphical fidelity; it was the frame rate looked really, really, really good. So, in that sense, what I'm trying to point out with the frame rate is that Titanfall, it looks amazing, but it's not quite as impressive in the sense that I didn't have anything that was in 30 frames per second to compare it to, whereas with the Halo gameplay that I saw on the internet, I had something to compare that to, the original Halo gameplay. And then to see it in 60 frames per second, it just looked amazing. So yeah, that was a nice touch. I like this railgun. I find it to be incredibly useful. I am trying to get this achievement, but I failed miserably there. The one where you have to shoot a ejecting person out of the sky. Yo, help me! Damn it! All right, I have to get out because freaking teammate did not help me at all. It's not helpful. I'm probably gonna die here. That guy's gonna follow me in and kill me. Anyway. More with Gamescom though, but they showed off the Halo 2 Delta Halo map for about a minute and a half of gameplay. I mean, they just he basically started the level, went as fast as possible into it, and just kind of stopped shortly after it started. It really wasn't much gameplay, but it looked good. They showed off the transition of classic to new graphics, which looked really nice. It was very seamless, so I was impressed with that. And then they showed off Sanctuary, which is a classic Halo 2 map, which I'm very happy they're remaking because I love Sanctuary. I loved it on Halo Reach, and the remake they did of that, and I just got jump kicked. That's nice. And I did my Titanfall too, didn't I? Go ahead and set my Titan here in a sec, but man, I spawned. Put me on the other side of the map. My Titan's gonna die. Anyway, didn't even get to use my damn Titan. That kind of pisses me off. I'm sorry, I'm trying to play this game and then read a note on my I'm trying to read my note card here and play this game at the same time, so when something like that happens to me, it's just like, really? I like this Sidewinder, whatever it's called, the kind of anti-Titan weapon. I find it to work pretty well. I'm going to try and kill this guy. Oh, that's right, you can't shoot inside the bubble. That's how that's stupid. Anyway, back on topic with the Master Chief Collection. So they showed off Sidewinder, Bravo, and Golden Boy showed it off, and I was very happy with how it looked, basically. And the Halo 2 multiplayer looks, or the Halo 2 Anniversary multiplayer is what they showed. Looks very, very nice. They have all the same aspects, but then they have kind of a little small new twist while still keeping kind of that core gameplay that is Halo 2. Which I was very happy about. So at this point, they haven't told 2 maps. I think they have. We've got Ascension, Sanctuary, Coagulation, and Zanzibar, or Last Resort if you're more familiar with Halo 3. So those are the 4 that they've announced. If there's, I personally don't care what the 6th map is. I mean, I personally didn't play that much Halo 2 online back in the day. I mean, I was, you know, pretty young at the point that I started playing it, which was like 2005, I think. It was the first Halo game, but I mainly just played multiplayer split screen with my friends and stuff. So that was a long time ago. So I didn't really play that much competitive Halo multiplayer. Me and my friends got pretty into it, but I mean, it wasn't like, you know, what I experience now, like on servers and stuff. And I gotta eject here because fucking Titan broke again. It's, you know, sometimes I feel like if you are familiar with Halo 4, there's a vehicle in the game called the Mantis. I feel like when I get in the Mantis, it sucks and it's just a piece of shit, and I can't get any kills with it. Partially because I don't use vehicles that much in Halo in the first place, but and then when somebody else is in it, it's invincible, and I cannot kill or do any sort of damage to the person. Sometimes I feel that way with the Titans. Sometimes I'm not quite used to riding around in giant mechs. But anyway, completely off topic. What was I saying? Something about Halo 5 Guardians? No, that's coming up. I'll talk about that in a sec. But the Master Chief Collection anyway. I was saying the maps for the remastered maps anyway that they're doing. I don't particularly care about the 6th map, as I said, because I didn't really get into Halo 2 Online that much. So I'm more concerned with just the 5th map, and I'm hoping it's Lockout, because Lockout is my favorite map of all time on Halo. Lockout/Blackout, the remake on Halo 3. I do not include Shutout from Halo 4 because it's a completely different map. It's like, think of it, or any remake of Lockout on Halo Reach. It's just, it doesn't play the same, so that's why I don't like anything with... When Halo had transformed to the point where it has sprint, did not like the transition they did there. I really am liking the voice commands on the Xbox One so far. They seem very fluid. The only one I've had trouble with is the on function, Xbox On. That one's the only one that doesn't seem to work that well. Anyway, what was I saying? Something about Halo. The maps. Right. I'm hoping Lockout is the one that gets remade because it's my favorite map. I loved Blackout on Halo 3. It was I'd always vote for it, no matter what game type it was. It's just it's a great map. Guardian's also a really good map too, to be fair. But I always had a special place in my heart for Lockout/Blackout. It's a good map, and I really hope they remake it because they haven't remade Lockout technically. They've kind of reiterated it as Blackout, but it's not the exact same map. Like it's or at least in terms of like the art and scenery, it's kind of moved out of the ice cap that it was once in when it was Lockout. So I'm hoping they remake Lockout. I really like that map, but yeah, I'm not too concerned with what the 6th map is. Personally, I'd actually like to see a bigger map because I mean most of the ones Zanzibar isn't huge. It can be used for big team. Zanzibar I'm okay with playing 4v4, anywhere from 4v4 to 8v8. It's really it really works for either of those. Whereas Coagulation is, in my opinion, strictly a big team map. So I'm not. That's like the one somewhat large map that they have. I'd maybe like to see like Waterworks or something, or Beaver Creek. It's Beaver Creek. Battle Creek was Halo 1, I think. Either that or I have it mixed up where Battle Creek is Halo 2 and Beaver Creek's 1. I'm pretty sure it's the other way around, though. I haven't played Halo 2 in a while, so I don't exactly remember. Anyway, though, so with all the maps that got announced, that was a big part of Gamescom yesterday. And then they also... or at least Dan Ayub, the executive producer on the Master Chief Collection, he briefly mentioned during the panel or press event, whatever you want to call it, the presentation that they did on stage. He briefly mentioned the ranking system that would be involved with the game, and he talked about what do you call it? He said that it was going to be basically a almost identical remake to Halo 2's ranking system. As I said earlier, I myself didn't really play a lot of Halo 2 online, and when I did, I didn't really pay that much attention to the ranks or anything, if at all. I don't really think I did pay attention to it, but I do know how it works. It's an ELO-based system, which is good because that's going to eliminate people boosting 50s and stealing or selling accounts to other people. It's not going to be as easy to get a high level on the game. One thing I do remember, or at least I was reading about earlier yesterday on the Waypoint forum, was people were saying, well, all the people who had like 50s on Halo 3 only ended up with like, say, like a 35 on Halo 2 because all the people past like level 40 on Halo 2 were all cheaters. Well, people were showing concern for that, but what I say to them there is Halo 2 was 10 years ago. Pretty sure they beefed up on security measures to stop people from cheating in terms of ranks and stuff, or aimbots or whatever, that give them an unfair advantage. So I don't think that's going to be much of an issue. I myself, I don't expect to get a 50 on the system. I mean, I personally would like to get into the mid-40s if I can. But, you know, it's just really, I haven't experienced the system in a sense of understanding it completely. Sorry about that clap noise if you might have heard that. But, so I'm looking forward to it. I was happy to hear that it was at least some sort of a skill system and not a linear experience system, which I hate personally for shooters. It's just, you know, it's just kind of boring. It's just like, I mean, it's a nice touch. That's why I personally like Halo 3, was they have both. So you had an option for the casuals to feel good about themselves. So it was like, oh, I ranked up again because I got more experience. But then you had something for the competitive people as well. And I think, or at least what it sounds like what they're doing with Halo 2, or not Halo 2, the Master Chief Collection, is that the rank will be playlist-based, which is good. I'm happy it's not overall-based, because that means if you want to, say, have a really good rank in one playlist, and that's like your try-hard playlist. You only play that when you feel you're going to go really hard and you're in the zone at the moment, and you're just not going to settle for anything less than winning, basically. You can have like a playlist to do that. That's like your high skill playlist. And then you can have other playlists where you just kind of goof around and don't really give a shit. That's why I liked Halo 3, is it had ranked and social, which it doesn't sound like the Master Chief Collection is going to have. It sounds like all the playlists will be ranked, but it at least gives you the option to say like, if I want to get my high skill in free-for-all playlist, that means I can do that. But I'll probably do it in a Halo 3 or Halo 2 exclusive playlist. Probably Halo 3, because I feel like that's my strongest game, since I haven't played Halo 2 in God knows how many years. So I'll probably try and get my high skill in a Halo 3 oriented playlist, but who knows. And then somebody was talking about, oh well, having all 4 games present will cause population problems with each game. Well, here's the thing I have to say to that. Sure, there is small group of people at this point within the competitive Halo community that like Halo 4. There are. But at this point, most of the people that like Halo 4 aren't really that serious about the game. They just play it because it's, it's another shooter for them to play. I don't think Halo 4 will be that popular, or at least any playlist that is specific to Halo 4. I don't think it's going to get a lot of attention. I don't think any of the multi-game playlists people will vote for Halo 4 that much. I just think it will be very, blanco. People aren't going to want to play Halo 4 when you have new content from Halo 2 Anniversary, as well as a revival of Halo 2, which is considered to be, the cornerstone of Xbox Live. So I think a lot of people are going to be excited to get back on that, and it's just not going to be that big of a problem, really. And then Halo 1, Halo CE, that's going to get a lot of attention too, in the sense that it never really truly had an online, and this is the first time it's really going to get a real online experience. Sure, Reach had the remastered maps when CE Anniversary came out in 2011, but that wasn't really the same thing that a lot of people were looking for. But anyway, that's it with the ranking system, and then he went on after the press event to Danny, who was talking. He briefly went on to kind of clarify on the ranking system. He said it's going to be over all 4 games, which sounded like it was going to be in the first place, but I guess there were some people worried about that, whether or not it was going to be just one of the games or all of them. And then obviously, it's just you'll have a player card that's somewhere where, like, your service record, and you'll be able to see your highest playlist rank, and it will tell you which playlist that is, and it will show the little icon next to your name. That's probably how it's going to be. So, incredibly similar to Halo 3 in that sense. It's basically taking the 1 to 50 concept from Halo 3, although it does not work the same. It's not a true skill. It's actually ELO, which is a lot better. I don't want to get into too in-depth with that. It's pretty complicated, but ELO is a much more complex algorithm. But point being, it's basically taking the concept of 1 to 50 and then adding little icons next to it for player enjoyment. I mean, that's what they're going after. Yeah, I died. Not doing particularly well here. Gonna kill the Spectre. Hopefully I can get to level 25 by the end of this, get that achievement for reaching halfway to level 50, which is the highest level, I think, within a single regeneration. So that's neato. And then back to the talk about Gamescom. The last thing that I wanted to talk about that was expressed a lot at Gamescom. It's Gamescom, not Gamescom. The Halo 5 Guardians beta was talked about immensely, and they talked about they basically showed off a teaser of what it's going to be like. They didn't really give you any real gameplay, but they did show some shots that were in engine, and it looks pretty good. I mean, it's hard to say with the minimal amount that they gave us and the fact that it's a beta, so you really shouldn't be expecting top-notch stuff. But they said, or at least here's the facts that I have about the beta based on what they talked about at Gamescom. It's going to be 1080p, which is great. Having anything in 1080p makes me happy because it looks a lot better on the TV. So that's a plus. So it's going to be 1080p, and it's going to be running at 60 frames per second, which is also, to me actually, the 60 frames per second is probably the most important thing about moving on to the Xbox One at this point for me, because playing at 30 frames per second is fine and all, but once we get to the point where games just have such a high fidelity of graphical, look to them, you have to get to the point where you think, well, it's not looking that realistic comparatively in terms of the speed of frame rate and stuff, because, I don't know how, I'm sure some doctor could tell you this, how many frames per second our eyes process to our brains. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's a lot more than 30. So the more you add, the more realistic it's going to look. So I'm definitely very happy about that. So 1080p, 60 frames, and it's going to be dedicated servers. That's kind of a given at this point, just because I think most next-gen games are running on dedicated servers, which is good. It helps tremendously with lag and just people post booting and stuff. You can't do that basically anymore. Although people somehow figure out ways to do it, I don't know how. But lag switching and stuff, that eliminates so many problems that we had before we had dedicated servers and stuff. So that's something I'm excited for. Anyway, sorry, I just brain farted there. We won. I just murdered that guy's Titan. Victory. Now we have to go finish off the people trying to escape. That's what I like about this game, is it has that little epilogue thing where you have to go and finish off everybody. It's kind of a neat idea. Anyway, back to Halo 5 Guardians in particular. More information they gave. Let me see. It's not on this card. Hold on. Well, it looks like this isn't. So, I apparently didn't write down the rest of it, but I can go off my memory based on what I saw yesterday. They showed off some, as I said, some in-game footage. They had a new map that it looked like it was some sort of a urban environment. That's what it looked like, just based on the art and stuff. But it was in-engine. They were showing it in-engine. Didn't really show any gameplay on it. It was just kind of a flyby. It was very brief, to be fair. So they showed that, and then they showed off a remake of Midship, which is a classic Halo 2 map. So I'm going to assume that one's going to be out of the picture for the remakes with Halo 2 Anniversary, if that's going to be a Guardians map. I'm assuming they won't put that in. But they're remaking Midship, and it looks really good. They showed that in-engine as well. Just checking the time. So that looked great. Was very pleased with how that looked. And we got up to 24 here, it looks like. So that looked good. And then some other miscellaneous information that they revealed, that the Master Chief Collection's Halo 5 Guardians beta would feature 7 different maps. So we only got to see brief glimpses of 2 of them. So that was nice, that we got to see a little bit of that. And then they said that there would be, I think, 11 different sandbox weapons that you can use, and they showed a very fast slideshow of them, so you can pause the video. I'll put a link to this video in the description of this video. But they showed that, and there were a couple things that I saw of interest. Obviously I can't put pictures on screen because you're watching Titanfall. But the things that I saw that interested me was the battle rifle. It had some sort of a red dot look to it. Obviously, I don't think Halo is going to be converting to ADS anytime soon. I mean, really, if it did, I would just stop playing it, to be fair. It's just, if they turned Halo from a reticle-based shooter into a Twitch shooter, that would just ruin the franchise's credibility, in my opinion. I don't think they're that stupid. I think it would just change purely the reticle when you're zoomed in. That's all it would do, probably. But it looked cool. That was just something of note. So the BR will probably have a different reticle when zoomed in. So that was neat. And the SMG made a comeback in the list, or the slideshow of weapons. I don't think they showed all 11 weapons, but they definitely showed a decent amount. They had the assault rifle, the battle rifle, the DMR. Unfortunately, I was hoping that was going to get cut, but I guess it's not. They really just need it. I mean, if you ask me, I think they need to just start making new weapons for Halo and just kind of being a little bit more creative, and just instead of using the ones that have existed for 10 years now. I mean, it's just kind of, it's just like battle rifle, assault rifle. I want to see something new. That's just me, maybe. I'm sure a lot of people would hate on me for saying get rid of the VR. I mean, I love the VR. It's probably like my favorite video game weapon of all time, but it's just, it'd be nice to see something different in Halo games. Anyway, other weapons that interested me was the rocket launcher, or what appeared to be a rocket launcher anyway in the video. It looked a lot different than the Spinker, or the two-barreled rocket launcher that we've known in pretty much every single Halo game ever. It did not look like this. It was a single-barreled, some sort of rocket launcher. As I said, I don't really know exactly, but it looked good. So that was a nice change to see that they're changing up some of the stuff. The DMR looked pretty aesthetically similar to the Halo 4 one, There's maybe a couple small variations that, as I said, the VR looked identical to the Halo 4 one, except it had the red dot sight instead of the ACOG or reflex sight that it had in Halo 4. Well, actually, it's not an ACOG, because that was Halo 3 that had ACOG. Anyway, moving on. So they announced 11 different weapons, 7 maps. They showed kind of 2 of them. And then they said that I think 7 different armor sets will be available for customization throughout the which is nice that they're, you know, at least giving us some stuff to play around with. It doesn't really impact the game at all. It's always nice when you play a beta and there's some, you know, customization stuff that really just doesn't impact the game at all. It's just kind of there for the purpose of having fun with. So that was good. More news with the beta though is that they said that pretty much all the maps and game types are going to focus on 4v4 arena-based combat, which brings various amounts of joy to my heart. It's great to see Halo returning to its roots. They said that there's going to be no loadouts in the beta. It's going to be classic Halo. It's I don't know if that means no sprint. I'm fingers crossed that it does mean no sprint, but there's no way of knowing that for sure. I hate sprint with a passion. It's the bane of Halo 4 in my opinion, just because everybody has it and they can, you know, it causes so many problems. I'm not going to get into it. I could just start a rant if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. So that, I'm fingers crossed for that. But arena-based multiplayer, which is awesome. It's good to see Halo return to its roots, get kind of move away from the large-scale, you know, 20 players in a server combat. That's COD and pretty much every single one of its clones out there. You know, it's nice to see that Halo is kind of trying to stay similar. And I, based on what has happened in the past year of news with 343, I definitely can tell that they learned their lesson from Halo 4. They are fixing the problems. They're listening to the fan base. I'm very pleased with them at this point. So God bless them, and I'm just very happy with the changes that they're trying to make. So that was nice to see that Halo is going back to 4v4. What else? Trying to remember stuff off the top of my head. I lost my notes on it. Doing pretty good this game. I'm getting a decent amount of kills. I think I'm like 7-3 right now. I like this carbine. And that kid just choked that kill. My God, what was he doing? Anyway, so very, very pleased with 343. And then the last thing that they announced, I'm going to try and talk about this pretty quickly because the video's got about 7 minutes left in it. Or I would assume anyway. I'm not certain. It could take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes really. Anyway, the last thing 343 announced was the Halo channel. This is a little bit more smaller news, I mean, comparatively to, you know, the beta and the Master Chief Collection, but it's basically the Xbox One's version of Halo Waypoint, and just by what they showed, they actually have a trailer for it. I'll put that in the description as well. It looks really good. I'm incredibly pleased with with what they showed off. It looks really nice. It looks very integrated. They even have Twitch integration, so you can watch other people's Halo streams as well as access your friends' streams and stuff. So it's, you know, you got MLG guys as well as just the community, which is great. So anybody doing that, and Twitch is very easy to use on Xbox One at this point, just because it's so integrated now. You don't even need a capture card at this point to use it, which is great. So I was very happy with that. Very, very happy. So that was good. That was a nice plus. That's pretty much it for anything Halo. There we go. I just got 25, so I should get that. Yep, Chivo unlocked. That's nice. It's good to know that I accomplished something in this video. Well, I mean, I'm doing pretty good this match, but I was really trying to get that the one with the railgun. That achievement's a bitch. It's just like, because the railgun's already hard enough to use on Titans, and then trying to hit a teeny little target, you're not even bound to necessarily see when they pop out of their enemy Titan when you kill them. I mean, you have to time it perfectly, and it's just, you know, it's just kind of a slap in the face almost. Anyway, that's pretty much it for Halo news, as I said. Master Chief Collection comes out on November 11th. They haven't really released a lot more news today. They were mainly talking about the tournament they have going on at Gamescom right now. The tournament doesn't really concern me because I'm not there. I'm just gonna die probably. Yep. Termination. Alrighty. So off topic, or at least off Halo topic, Gamescom news, they showed off a bunch of stuff, or at least Microsoft did. I'm not really paying attention to Sony at all right now. Xbox showed off the Call of Duty Advanced Warfare multiplayer gameplay, or whatever you want to call it. It looks like every other COD before. It honestly looks like, oh, well, now they saw Titanfall, so now they're trying to go with all the parkour and stuff that Titanfall kind of got down the first time. Is this, at this point, I'm not going to even buy a Call of Duty. I mean, the last COD I bought was Black Ops 2, and under any circumstance that I do ever end up owning another COD, it's going to be by somebody else giving it to me or something. It's just like, I'm not going to pay money for that. It's just, it's an incredibly unoriginal franchise, and to be fair, I actually don't hate COD or anything. I actually think it's kind of fun sometimes, but it's just not my cup of tea. It's just like, I'm so used to Halo at this point. It's just like, that's the shooter for me. Whereas Titanfall is actually more similar to COD than anything. It is a Twitch shooter, but it's got some aspects of it that make it interesting to play. COD is just, run and gun, shoot a guy, ADS, quick scope, throw a grenade off the spawn. It's just like, it's the same shit every game, whereas Titanfall actually brought something new to the table. You got giant mechs, and that's enough for me, to get me to buy it. So that was nice, and then they showed that off at Microsoft's press conference. They showed off 2 Xbox One bundles. They have a white Xbox One now, and a gray and gold one for Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. It's the first themed Xbox One. The white one comes with Sunset Overdrive, I think. Another game I'm not that interested in. I mean, it looks fine, but it's just like, it's just not visually that interesting to me. I'm sure the graphics are really good. It's just like, it's not my cup of tea. But anyway, so they showed off that. What else did they show off that was kind of interesting? Showed off Halo, as I said. Those are really the 2 things that caught my eye anyway. Oh, and they showed off, Xbox didn't show this off, but somebody did. Probably Bungie. They showed off the Destiny multiplayer trailer. I mean, even though technically everybody's experienced the multiplayer with the beta at this point, which I played on the 360 in case you're wondering. I haven't played that up right now. But that was put out, and that would look cool. I mean, that game comes out in, less than a month now, so I'm pretty excited for that. I'm sure I'll play that a shit ton as soon as I get it. But I'm pretty much done here with this video. That was Titanfall. I know I barely talked about the game, but this was more of a let's play Titanfall and talk about Gamescom. That's what I should put as the title of this video. But anyway, that's it. That's Titanfall. I'll probably do a part 2 of this at some point after I've gotten a little bit more used to the game. As I said, I'm only level 25 now after playing these 3 matches, so I will get into it. I went 8-5 there, not too shabby. 1 Titan kill and a butt ton of minion kills. So, geez, that guy killed 53 minions. That's amazing. Anyway, that's it for this Let's Play. Thank you guys so much. As I said, go ahead and give me a subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And give me a follow on Xbox One. If you have an Xbox One, I would gladly play Titanfall with you, as it is the only real game I have. I have Spartan Assault, but I don't really play it that much. Level 25, that's it for this video. It was a fun time here with Titanfall. As I said, I'll probably put out a part 2 to this maybe a week or 2 from now. I'm trying to kind of grind out some of the annoying achievements right now so I can get them out of the way. And then I'll probably do some more videos, just more show-based, because I was playing campaign this entire time. I just haven't unlocked anything that I wanted to yet. But thank you guys again for watching. I know I said that already, getting redundant. It was a pleasure to do this video for you guys, and have a nice day.